This is the time for empty courtesies. Hi, I'm here with Stephen Brust to discuss his book 500 Years After in a read-along commentary format. Today we'll be talking about chapter the fourth, which treats of several others, all of whom may have engaged in dangerous correspondence.
And I was wrong. I thought I remembered chapter 4 being where we introduced the bad guys. No, that's chapter 5. Shows you how my memory is.
Well, we'll forgive you this time.
So, what did you have in mind?
So the first thing that I wanted to check in with you on is let's have a review of who is Thak and why did you decide to bring him back?
I don't remember. I think he was fundamentally a spear carrier in the Phoenix Guards. I remember him very little. Did you look him up in the table in the... No, I don't think it's going to say anything useful. But really, I no longer remember.
Is Thak the one who was the tool that they used to deliver an insult that was actually a message?
Maybe. I don't know. I guess I probably should have reread the Kleenex Guards before reading this, but asking for a lot.
Well, okay. Maybe people will jump in the comments to talk about Thak.
That would not startle me. Let me just look through this. Yeah, and the answer to the question you asked in the previous chapter turns out to be yes. We do find out here at least something of why there was an attack on Kovrin. What we're seeing here is the beginning of a conspiracy. Why is there the beginning of a conspiracy? Because if there isn't, what am I going to write about?
So we do have to have that. I like that to prepare for this, you seem to have watched yesterday's video and I read the chapter.
Well, I read the chapter too.
Okay.
So I mean
that's good.
You know, I remember reading about Thak and going, who was he? Obviously, the answer is extremely memorable.
Well, I think he might have been that tool. I don't have a copy of the Phoenix Guards handy since I am at someone else's house.
Right.
Oh, no, wait. I think she does have a copy of Phoenix Guards.
Okay, so, you know.
All right. Well, this is probably not thrilling. All right. I noticed that when Parfy introduces the warlord here, he gives like one sentence about his looks, and that's it. It seems to be the one time where Parfy states that the reader isn't going to have the patience to listen to a long description, and then actually follows through on not giving one.
Yeah, that's a little curveball.
Just to like keep us guessing.
Keep you guessing, yeah.
Maybe we'll think to ourselves, aha, Parfy must have changed.
Right. It's Eastman's Watch. Also Adron, as in Adron's disaster, is obviously going to be really important.
Yes.
And trying to reconstruct my thought processes at the time, I think there was an element of, well, let's not hit it too hard right now.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of I talk in other contexts about trying to be in the reader's head so that I can play with what the reader is expecting.
So that you can hurt us.
Yes, so I can, you know, inflict damage on you. And a lot of my decisions for exactly what to reveal when have to do with, okay, the reader sees this, is going to be, you know, sees me bringing in, let's see, what did I say about Adron when I first introduced him? Your page numbers are going to be different than mine.
Yes, they are.
Huh. I don't know. Now I can't find him. He's in there somewhere. trying to reconstruct my thought process on that, it was something in the order of, okay, this whole book is going to be about him.
Uh-huh. We're following basically the story of the disaster.
Right. So let's introduce him slowly. Let's bring him into things slowly. And there might have been an element of the reader is going to catch that we're doing that. Therefore, let's comment on it. Because
Right.
so much, especially with Parthi, even more than other things, there is the, okay, if the reader is thinking this, I have to comment on it. And why did it just, my thing just said time's up. That's interesting. I think we're being told I'm going on too long, which is appropriate for a Parthi novel.
Huh. I mean, we have a pro account, so it should be fine. But I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
Let's see. One other note that I had was that I found it interesting or amusing that the emperor, while dealing with this problem, basically is very upset that his routine is being thrown off. He's kind of like Kuzco in The Emperor's New Groove. Like, no, you're messing up my routine by like 5 minutes. So you guys just come up with a solution while I go run the empire, which to him is like pointlessly walking around the palace and then having a wine tasting.
What you've put your finger on is the biggest single difficulty that I had with this book. And the one that I felt like I had to solve to make it work, which is this is a decadent phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really understand decadence. You know, you do some reading on the old Roman Empire and during its decay and various other things, but trying to communicate and make human and make believable to me the character of the emperor and what he was doing and what his personality, what effect his personality had on the empire was actually the biggest challenge there was for me in this book. And
I'm noticing that it's starting out, it's starting out that you've really accomplished that without making him cartoonish. He's a character.
Good. That was the problem, is how to not make him cartoonish and yet still sufficiently decadent.
Yeah, but there's definitely
everything that's going to happen.
Yeah, there's definitely that self-indulgence that he has without realizing it. He seems to really think that he's doing what's important, even though
in reality, that's why this is a fantasy. In reality, there could never be the head of a very powerful state who is self-indulgent and only thinks of his own emotions and needs at the moment. That couldn't really happen.
Right, that would never happen. They would never, Let's just stop there.
Yeah, that's a good place to end this. I will talk to you again after we've read chapter 5.
All right, beautiful. Bye.
Bye.